Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys Alien Isolation Amanda Ripley in jumpsuit. Ripley comes with a torch as well as it looks like it is a detector and also comes with a knapsack. It comes to us from the folks over at NECA. It is recommended for ages 17 and up. Take the packaging, spin around to the back. Also available, there is Ripley here as well in her spacesuit, as well as there is a xenomorph. A read-up says 15 years after the disappearance of the commercial towing vessel Nostromo, the ship's flight recorder is discovered floating in deep space. Its owner, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, immediately dispatches a team of representatives to Sevastopol Station to retrieve it. Among their number is Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley, the Nostromo's warrant officer. When the team arrives, they find Sevastopol, again, quite a word there, has been placed under quarantine, and its skeleton crew is being hunted by an unseen foe, a monster that cannot be stopped. Separated from her team, Amanda finds herself trapped on a station filled with desperate survivors, an implacable AI, and the ultimate predator. The truth about her mother's fate is here somewhere, but first she must simply survive. To check out more from the folks over at NECA Toys, you can go to www.necaonline.com. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. But when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Alien Isolation Amanda Ripley. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Accessories to come included with Amanda Ripley. You get yourself a knapsack, a single strapped knapsack that you can put over her shoulder. Go ahead and take the figure. Simply just run the one strap up, and it kind of just sits over top of her shoulder like that. We'll just remove it for the rest of this review, just so it doesn't off-weight the figure. There's an American flag on there as well. Nice stitching as well, I might add, on the knapsack. And there's the strap, or, well, I guess a roping strap on the back of the knapsack there. Backpack. Put that right there. Other accessories to come included with her as well. Get her just to hopefully stand. There we go. She comes with what looks to be a proximity sensor. Slight variation to some of the ones that we saw in Alien. You can see that there's a little readout display on the top there. Love the coloring that they've given this. Almost very olive green, I would say, with a little bit of aging that they've added to the handle. There's a little cord that comes out from the proximity sensor. A little red dial there as well. A couple little silver accents there too. A very small accessory, but NECA certainly does not skimp at all on the detail of it. And the last accessory to come included with Ripley here is she comes with a torch. Little torch gun, which also has the strap that she can put over her shoulder as well. It might be a little, it could be maybe too much to put so much on her between the knapsack and the torch, but I probably would be likely displaying her, I think, with the backpack and then put the proximity sensor in her hand. That's probably my preferred look for her. And we will just take that off as well. Okay, so we'll just move these accessories out of the way. Let's get a better look at Amanda here. The body itself shares a similar body, perhaps not the same mold, but shares a similar body to the jumpsuit Ripley from the first Alien line that NECA released. Now, though, sporting more of a, well, it's more brown than Ripley's blue. She's got some patches on her shoulders, sleeves there. Rolled up sleeves that are buttoned up on top. And a patch on the other side there as well. She's got a blue shirt underneath, zipped up to the top there. And a little bit of white on the rolled up cuffs as well as on the collar. What's breaking up the brown is a little bit of the accents of the gold here on the zippers. Zippers down by her lower knee area there as well. And she's got this darker grayish, it's almost similar to a brown, but it's a dark gray on the mid area, and also carries over to the back where you can see that as well. That same sort of coloring. She's got white sneakers. I love that vintage. It looks really like a vintage style of sneaker. Not quite a Converse, but has the little white trims or red trims at the bottom of the soles. She's got a wristwatch. Not quite a wristwatch, but there's a little band there on her wrist. Let's have a look at her face, because her face is quite good. She has a very neutral face expression. Doesn't have, you can't quite, I guess I would put an emotion to that as concerned. Or maybe more of a serious kind of facial expression. She's got a little headband there as well, which looks like it has a little comm mic. And a little camera there as well. I like the face though. The flesh color is something that NECA is continuing to get better at. Sporting a ponytail there on the back there as well. There is a little bit of posability on the ponytail, not really much though, and I wouldn't even entertain the idea of rotating that too much for fear that that could add stress to that, potentially break off. It's a very narrow body, again very similar to Ellen Ripley's style of body. Very narrow, very long, but good paint. The face, I think, as one small critique, is the flesh color of the face doesn't quite seem to match with the flesh color of her neck. The neck appears, by contrast, to be a little bit lighter, whereas the face itself is a little bit more tanned. And you could probably just use the argument, well, maybe that area of the neck maybe just has not gotten as much tan to it, whereas the rest of her face has maybe had more exposure and it's just by default gotten a little bit more tanned in comparison. A small thing, nothing really from a distance you're going to notice too much. So in the way of her posability, as you would expect from the newer line of Alien figures, she does have a ball joint in the head. It's a little bit difficult and a little bit stiff, and I don't want to apply too much pressure on the little side comm area of her headband in case that does damage or break. Shoulders hinge out. No issues there whatsoever. Arms rotate all the way around. She has no swiveling point from what I can see on the top of her bicep. However, she does have the bend in the elbow, which rotates that forearm as well. A rotation and hinge also in the hand is something you can be guaranteed to get in this figure as well. And the upper torso has a ball joint. Not much, but enough to get a little bit of motion and movement going on in the figure. As for the lower legs, the lower torso here, as what they do to conceal the joints, this bottom section here is rubbery. But it does a good job of hiding all the little ball joint sockets that attach the legs to the lower body. Legs hinge out, they forward and back. She does have that hinge in the knee, which is mirrored by the forearm area, which also allows the lower leg to rotate all the way around. Finally, she does have a ball joint in the foot. Rotation, no real pivot to speak of, but the foot does rotate and hinge back and forth on that ball joint. Even though it's not really part of the same universe, if you look at simply the movie universe line of things, I do like that NECA has branched out solely from just the movies. Of course, Predators, they've been doing this for a very long time, giving us Predators that not necessarily appeared in the movie, but just have expanded out their line of Predator figures. I'm glad to see that they're doing this as well with the Alien Isolation figures too. I like this figure. Even though it's not really part of the movie, and though you don't really see Amanda Ripley in the movies, it is really neat to see her in figure form, and it goes to show what NECA has in store for us for future Alien releases. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at Amanda Ripley in her jumpsuit from Alien Isolation. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.